An introduction to equations. Today we will learn what is an equation and how do we form an equation. In the previous class, we have learned about algebraic expressions. Let's relearn it with an example. Shyam and Rita are brother and sister. If Shyam has 5 more than 3 times the number of pencils with Rita, then how many pencils does Shyam have? Let us assume that the number of pencils with Rita is P. So, the total number of pencils with Shyam will be 3 multiplied by P plus 5 is equal to 3P plus 5. In this expression, P is a variable amount. A variable is an English alphabet in an algebraic expression whose value keeps changing, that is, its value varies. Now let's find out the total number of pencils with Shyam. To find the total number of pencils with Shyam, we have to find out the value of P because the number of pencils with Shyam depends on the number of pencils with Rita. Different values of P will give different values to the expression 3P plus 5. If P is equal to 1, then the value of 3P plus 5 will be 8, or if P is equal to 2, then the value of 3P plus 5 will be 11. Similarly, if we say that the total number of pencils with Shyam is 17, then we represent it as follows. 3P plus 5 is equal to 17. This is an equation whose expression on the left side, 3P plus 5 represents the total pencils with Shyam. 17 on the right side represents the total number of pencils. The equal to sign here shows that the values on both sides are equal. By observing this equation, we find that the 17 pencils of Shyam depend on the number of pencils with Rita because Shyam will always have 5 pencils more than 3 times Rita's. So we can say that an equation always represents the condition on the variable. Putting 4 in place of P, we get 3 multiplied by 4 plus 5 is equal to 17. 12 plus 5 is equal to 17. 17 is equal to 17. LHS is equal to RHS. As we can see here that both sides are equal. So, 4 is the solution of this equation. Now, let's understand what an equation is. An equation is a mathematical statement in which the symbol of equal to is used to show equality of the two expressions. An equation consists of one or more variables and numbers. For example, 6m plus 1 is equal to 13. This equation tells us that the sum of 6m and 1 is equal to 13. The equal to sign in an equation shows that the left-hand side value of this sign is equal to the right-hand side value. In this, the left side is represented by LHS and the right side is RHS. It is also important to note here that the value of the variable in an equation that satisfies the equation is called the solution of the equation. Similarly, 3P plus 5 is equal to 8. This equation shows us that the sum of 3P and 5 is 8. The left side of the equation is 3P plus 5 and the right side is 8. The value of P that satisfies this equation will be called the solution of this equation. Let's understand it with the help of a weighing scale. An equation is like a weighing scale. If you look at a weighing scale, then you must know that the two sides of the weighing scale should be of equal weights for it to be balanced. If we increase the weight in the right pan, then the left pan rises and the weighing scale is not balanced. The same rule applies to the equation. In a balanced equation, the left side is always equal to the right side. Today we learned what is an equation and how to develop an equation. Hope that you have gained good understanding of equations. Now, in the next video, we will get to know them better. Thank you. An introduction of equations, examples. Today we will learn about examples related to equations. In the previous video, we learned about equations. Let's learn more about them with the help of some examples. Aman was told by his teacher to make an equation from the following statement. Adding 7 to the double of y gives 15. Here y is a variable. Let's make an equation together. The double of y is 2 multiplied by y, that is 2y. As we know that adding 7 to the double of y gives us 15, the equation will be framed as follows. Double of y plus 7 is equal to 15. 2y plus 7 is equal to 15. LHS in this equation is 2y plus 7 and RHS is 15. Come on, let's have a look at another example. Lalit's mother's age is 43 years. If this is 7 years less than 5 times Lalit's age, then show this in the form of an equation. Suppose Lalit's age is A years, then 5 times his age will be 5 multiplied by A, that is 5A. As we know that Lalit's mother's age is 7 years less than 5 times Lalit's age, then his mother's age will be 5 times the age of Lalit minus 7, that is 5A minus 7. According to the question, if mother's age is 43 years, the equation will be formed in this way. 5a minus 7 is equal to 43. In this equation, the expression 5a minus 7 is equal to 43. Solving this, we will find the age of Lalit. Today we learned examples related to equation. Hope you have understood these examples very well. Now, in the next video, we will see some misconceptions related to them. Thank you. An introduction of equations, misconceptions. Today we will see misconceptions related to equations. We learnt about equations using few examples. Let us now learn about some of the misconceptions related to them. Misconception 1. Identify the equation in the given choices. A. K plus 3 is equal to 17. B. K minus 2 less than 3. C. K minus 2 greater than 3. D. 5k plus 3. An equation shows the relationship of two expressions in which the sign of equality states that the values of both LHS and RHS are equal. But sometimes children misunderstand and assume that it is an equation even if there is a greater or less than sign between the left side and the right side, due to which they answer options B and C. Here, option B shows that the value of left side is less than the right side, while option C shows that the value of the left side is more than the right side. Similarly, Many times, children do not pay attention to the absence of the equal to sign and consider the expression as an equation, because of which they answer option D. Whereas option A should be given as correct answer because it has an equal to sign between the two sides, which is necessary to form an equation. Misconception 2. Let us now understand another misconception. Children often assume that an equation has a number only on the right-hand side, but it is not necessary, for an equation can have a number on either of the left or right sides. Let us understand this with the help of an example. A plus 3 is equal to 11. The thing to note here is that children write the variable only on the left side and think that it is wrong to write the variable on the right side, which is a misunderstanding. The correct understanding is that we can write a variable expression on either side. For example, 15 is equal to p plus 3. As we can see that there is an equal to sign between LHS and RHS, that is, both are equal, even if we interchange the positions of the two sides. The value of LHS and RHS will remain equal. Hence, equations 15 is equal to p plus 3 and p plus 3 is equal to 15 both have the same meaning. Misconception 3. Now let's understand another misconception. Children often think that RHS is always the answer in the equation, but it is a wrong concept. An equation does not always tell us the answer. Rather, it shows the relationship between the two sides which are equal, which is actually correct. Look at this equation. X plus 5 is equal to 11. Children think that the value of x here is 11, but this is a wrong understanding. The correct understanding is that the value of x plus 5 in this equation is equal to 11, which, when solved, will give the value of x. Today we saw misconceptions related to equations. Hope this video has cleared any misconceptions you had with equations and you have developed a good understanding of equations. Thank you.
Solution of an equation. Today, we will learn how to solve an equation. That is, solution of an equation. Sonu has X chocolates. He got 4 more chocolates from his brother. Now, he has a total of 16 chocolates. Can you tell me how many chocolates he had before? Can you represent this situation in algebraic form? Please try it. Let us solve this together. We already know that the sum of the number of chocolates Sonu had and the number of chocolates his brother gave him gives the total number of chocolates. We can express it by this equation. X plus 4 is equal to 16, where X is a variable that represents the number of chocolates Sonu had before, whose value we need to find out. Can you tell us how we have to do this? In order to do this, we have to solve this equation. Now, we have to find the solution of this equation. That is, we have to find the value of x. We can represent this equation as a hypothetical balance which is equally divided on both sides. And the beam of the balance is exactly horizontal. Here, LHS of the equation is on the left side of the balance and RHS is on the right side. While solving this equation, you have to keep in mind that the values of LHS and RHS remain equal, which will keep our equation balanced. Let us put 1, 2, 3, etc. in the place of x. As you can see, LHS and RHS are not equal in these situations. This means none of these is the correct value for x. Now let us put 12 in the place of x. As you can see, now LHS and RHS are equal. Therefore, the value of x is 12. Thus, the correct solution of x is 12. Similarly, for different values of x, the equation will not be balanced. This means this equation has only one solution, and that is x is equal to 12. So we can say that finding the solution of an equation means to get the value of the given variable. Please note that the example of the balance was taken only to help you understand the importance of the balance of equation. Now let's solve this equation. That is, let us find the value of x. In order to do this, first we will separate the variable from the remaining terms. In LHS, we have x plus 20, and in RHS we have 30. What should we do now? We should subtract 20 from LHS so that only x remains in LHS. But to maintain the balance on both sides, that is LHS and RHS, we have to reduce 20 from both sides. Therefore, whatever operation we do in LHS, we will have to do the same operation in RHS also. Now, we will subtract 20 from both sides so that we get x is equal to 10. To check whether our solution is correct, we will put the value of x in the given LHS. If it is equal to RHS, then our solution x is equal to 10 is correct. Now let's solve another equation. Can you tell us what we have to do to solve this? To solve this equation, we have to add 25 on both sides so that the equation will remain balanced. Therefore, the new LHS will be a minus 25 plus 25, and the new RHS will be 50 plus 25. Solving this, we get a is equal to 75. Is this the correct solution? Substituting the value of a in the equation, we get LHS is equal to RHS. Thus, our solution is correct. Let's find the solution for another equation. 12p is equal to 36. What should we do here? Think about it. You got it right. Since LHS, variable p, is multiplied with 12, in order to have only variable p in LHS, we have to divide both sides by 12. By doing this, the new LHS will be p and the new RHS will be 3. We will get p is equal to 3, which is the solution of this equation. Let's check whether the solution is correct or not. Substituting p is equal to 3 in the LHS of the equation, we get 36, which is equal to the RHS. We learned how to solve the equation. I hope you have understood this well. In the next video, we will understand this with the help of some examples. Thank you. Solution of equations with examples. Today, we will see examples related to the solution of an equation. Wasim had 80 rupees. He bought food items with half the amount. He bought books worth X rupees and he was left with money that was 3 times that of X. Can you find out the total cost of the books purchased by Wasim and how much money was left with him in the end? If we represent this situation in algebraic form, total money with Wasim is equal to the cost of food items plus the cost of books plus the remaining amount. So our equation will be, here x and 3x are like terms. X plus 3x is 4x. Now, the equation will be 80 is equal to 80 divided by 2 plus 4x. Half of 80 is 40. Our equation will be LHS is 80 and RHS is 40 plus 4x. Our variable in this equation is in RHS. Now, in RHS, we only need the term x. So, we will subtract 40 from RHS. There are two ways of doing this. First is to subtract 40 from both sides. By doing so, the equation will be 40 is equal to 4x. And if we divide both sides with 4, we will get 10 is equal to x. Children, do you think you could solve it using another method? Another way of solving the equations is to transpose the terms. That is, to take one term from LHS to RHS or from RHS to LHS. By doing this, the operations in the given equation are reversed, which means plus will become minus, minus will become plus, multiplication will become division, and division will become multiplication. In this equation, we will take 40 from RHS to LHS. And since 40 in RHS was plus 40, it will become minus 40 in LHS. So, we will get 80 minus 40 in LHS and 4x in RHS. Now, our LHS is 40 and RHS is 4x. Now in RHS, we need only x instead of 4x. As we can see, in RHS, 4 is being multiplied by x. Let's move 4 to the LHS. On doing so, 40 gets divided by 4, resulting in 10. Therefore, we'll get 10 is equal to x. As the sign of equality shows the value of RHS is equal to LHS, we can write 10 is equal to x as x is equal to 10. We already know that the value of books is x. This means Wasim bought books for rupees 10. We know that Wasim was left with 3 times the amount of x. This means money left with him is equal to 3x, which is equal to 3 into 10, which is equal to 30. Therefore, Wasim was left with rupees 30 at the end. Can you find out whether the answer is correct or not? Our answer is absolutely correct. Today, we have seen examples related to the solution of an equation. In the next video, we will discuss some misconceptions related to it. Thank you. Solution of equation, misconceptions. Today, we will see misconceptions related to the solution of an equation. Often, while solving an equation, we tend to forget to perform the inverse of the operation while taking a term from one side of the equation to the other side. We have to always keep in mind that when taking a term from one side of the equation to the other side, we need to perform the inverse of the operation. Let's understand this with the help of an example. In this equation, LHS is 2x plus 12 and RHS is 32. Here, 12 is getting added in LHS. To solve this, we will transpose 12 in RHS. While transposing, often 12 is added in RHS as well, which is incorrect. The correct way of doing it is when 12 is transposed from LHS to RHS, it will be subtracted from 32 in RHS. So, the equation we now get is 2x is equal to 20. Now we need to find the value of x, for which we want only x in LHS. As we can see, 2 is multiplied with x in LHS. While transposing, sometimes 2 is multiplied in RHS as well, which is incorrect. The correct understanding is that since 2 is multiplied by x in LHS, it has to divide 20 in RHS, so that we get the value of x as 10. What do you think? Is this the right answer or wrong? By placing the value of x in the equation, we can check whether our solution is correct or not. This means our answer is correct. Today, we have seen misconceptions related to the solution of an equation. Hope your misconceptions are clear now. Thank you. Applications of equations in real life. Today, we will learn application of equations in real life. So far, we have learned to solve equations. Let's recall it with the help of an example. Solve the equation 3x minus 14 is equal to 34 and find the value of x. Let's solve this with the help of the transpose method. In the given equation, the variable x, that is 3x, is in the LHS, from which 14 is being subtracted. After transposing 14 to the RHS, it will be added to 34. So, we will get 3x in the LHS and 34 plus 14 in the RHS. 34 plus 14 is equal to 48. So, we will get 3x is equal to 48. In the LHS, 3 is getting multiplied by x. So, in the RHS, 48 will be divided by 3. Therefore, x is equal to 48 divided by 3. 48 divided by 3 is equal to 16. Thus, x is equal to 16. In this lesson, we will see how equations can be applied in our daily lives. Suppose you are the last batsman in your cricket team. The other team scored 150 runs and your team has scored 112 runs so far. How many runs would you need to win? Can you represent this situation using the algebraic form? Let's do it together. Suppose you need to make x runs. Here, x is a variable and its value is unknown. If the score of the other team is 150 runs and you score 150, then the match will be a draw. But in order to win the game, your team needs 151 runs. If we represent this situation in algebraic form, the equation would be runs made by your team plus number of runs you need to score is equal to 151. That is, 112 plus x is equal to 151. In order to find the value of x, we have to solve this equation. Here, we will transpose 112 from the LHS to the RHS and it will become minus 112. Therefore, we will get x is equal to 151 minus 112. 151 minus 112 is equal to 39. Thus, we will get x is equal to 39. If we put the value of x in the LHS of this equation, we can see that this solution is correct. That means you need 39 runs to win the game. So friends, today we have learnt the applications of equations in real life. In the next video, we will solve some more examples related to this. Thank you. Application of equations in real life with examples. Today, we will see examples related to application of equations in real life. Example 1. You have 100 rupees to shop at the market. Suppose you bought pulses for X rupees and the price of vegetables was 15 rupees more than half the price of pulses. After shopping, you're left with 10 rupees. Can you tell the cost of pulses? Given that the cost of pulses is X rupees, the cost of vegetables is 15 more than half the cost of pulses, which is X by 2 plus 15. And we're left with 10 rupees. We know that the total amount is equal to cost of pulses plus cost of vegetables plus the remaining amount. Therefore, our equation will be 100 is equal to X plus X by 2 plus 15 plus 10. 15 plus 10 is equal to 25. Now, how do we add X and X by 2? We can show it like this. Take the LCM of 1 and 2 to get 2. Dividing and multiplying X by 1 by 2, we will get 2X by 2. Now, we can easily add 2X by 2 and X by 2. Taking X as common, we will get 3X by 2. So, our equation will be 100 is equal to 3X by 2 plus 25. In order to find the value of pulses, we have to solve this equation so that the value of X will be known. In this equation, we only need the term of X in RHS. So, we will take 25 from the RHS to the LHS and plus 25 will become minus 25. Our new LHS will be 100 minus 25. Our new RHS will be 3x by 2, which means our equation will be 75 is equal to 3x by 2. Now, instead of 3x by 2 in the RHS, we need only x. Since 2 is dividing 3x in the RHS, it would multiply in the LHS. Our new LHS will be 75 into 2. Our new RHS will be 3x. Therefore, our equation will be 150 is equal to 3x. In order to find the value of x, we now divide the LHS by 3, since 3 is multiplying x in the RHS. Our new LHS will be 150 by 3 and our new RHS will be x. Therefore, our equation will be 150 by 3 is equal to x. That is, 50 is equal to x. Sometimes there is a misconception that numbers are only in the RHS and variables are only in the LHS. But that is not true. Instead, even after exchanging both sides, they remain equal. Just like both 50 is equal to x and x is equal to 50 are the same. By placing the value of variable x is equal to 50 in the RHS of the equation, you can verify that this solution is correct. So, the expected answer would be 50, that is, the cost of pulses is 50 rupees. Let's understand another example. In your school, Suppose the number of boys in class 7 is 6 more than double the number of girls. If the total number of boys in the class are 30, then what will be the total number of girls? Can you tell me what the equation will be? Let's solve this question. If we suppose the number of girls in the class to be A, then the number of boys is equal to 2A plus 6. In our question, it is given that the total number of boys are 30. Then our equation will be something like this. 2A plus 6 is equal to 30. Let's solve it and find the total number of girls. As we have learnt, to solve the equation here, we have to keep only the terms of A on the left side. So, we have to transpose 6 from the LHS to the RHS. By doing so, our new LHS will be 2A and our new RHS will be 30 minus 6, where we get 2A is equal to 24. To find the value of A, we will divide 24 by 2 in the RHS. Our new LHS will be A. Our new RHS will be 24 by 2. That is, A is equal to 12. Therefore, the total number of girls in the class will be 12. Today, we have seen examples related to application of equations in real life. In the next video, we will understand some misconceptions related to them. Thank you. Application of equations in real life. Misconceptions. Today, we will see the misconceptions related to application of equations in real life. So far, we have learned to write equations and apply them in our daily life. We understood them with examples. Now let's look at some misconceptions related to equations. We often look at any equation and think that the RHS is the answer to the LHS, whereas an equation makes a relation between the LHS and the RHS. Observe the given equation carefully. Which of the following options is correct? We cannot divide an equation as a question and an answer. Therefore, the first option is incorrect. The second option, we already know that the LHS is on the left side of the equality sign and RHS is on the right. But in this option, 2x plus 19 is called as the RHS and 25 as the LHS. Therefore, the second option is also incorrect. Third option, while understanding the second option, we have revised that the LHS is on the left side of the equality sign and the RHS on the right. In this equation, 2x plus 19 is on the left-hand side, that is LHS, and 25 is on the right-hand side, that is RHS. Therefore, the third option is correct. Fourth option. Since we have come to know that the third option is correct, it means that the fourth option is incorrect. While transposing the term in an equation, children often make mistakes in the operation of division and multiplication. Let's look at this example. Vijay's age is 7 years less than half of his father's age. If Vijay's age is 14, can you tell his father's age? Can you represent this condition as an equation? Suppose Vijay's father's age is A years. Then our equation would be age of Vijay's father divided by 2 minus 7 is equal to age of Vijay. That is, A by 2 minus 7 is equal to 14. In order to find the age of Vijay's father, we have to solve this equation. In this equation, we only need the terms of A in LHS. So, we will transpose minus 7 into RHS, which will be added with 14 in RHS. Hence, we will get a by 2 is equal to 21. To solve this equation, we want just a in LHS. Here, a is divided by 2 in LHS. Many times, while solving an equation, children divide RHS by 2. So, they get a is equal to 21 by 2, which is incorrect. In LHS, if 2 divides a, then to find the value of a, it will be multiplied in RHS. So, we will get a is equal to 21 into 2, that gives a is equal to 42. Therefore, our answer is 42. This means the age of Vijay's father will be 42. Today, we have seen misconceptions related to the application of equations in real life. Hope you've understood this lesson well. Thank you.